But I think as I'm coming,
Definitely love to tell you one or two things about staying well in your spirit, mind, soul, and body. And today on Wellness, we will be talking to Obi Olama Nadi, fondly known as the Radio Doctor. Now, she's founding member of the team leader of Tribe Network, a registered mental health NGO, and she will be here. She is here right about now, again, back on Wake Up Nigeria, discussing mental versus physical health, the key difference. Welcome back.
Thank you so much,
Welcome
Winfrey.
back.
Thank you so much. It's always a delight to be here talking mental
It's
health.
always amazing, of course, having you
Absolutely.
here. Give us a whole lot of insights on how we can actually stay well in our minds and in our bodies, of course. So today we're talking about something really, really important, which is the link, right? The connecting factor between the mental and the physical. But first of all, let's even go into definition, right? What can we refer to as the physical, and what are we referring to when we say the mental?
Mental health. So one of the easiest ways to start this conversation is if I say to you, Winfrey, how's your physical health?
Body do.
Exactly. But if I said to you, Winfrey, I mean, I know you have a lot of, knowledge on mental health, but not many people do. If I say to the average Nigerian, how's your mental health? We're likely to end up at the police station.
Yes, actually. So yeah, you're calling me mad.
Exactly. But it's interesting because with your physical health and mental health, under the Health Act, both types of health are recognized as one because they're one and the same. They are deeply connected and they tend to influence each other one way or the other. Now, with physical health, it has to do with your physical body. It has to do with balanced diets, exercise, quality sleep. Exactly. And then there's the biological function, which is measured by high blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and all of that. Now, with your mental health, the word mental means mind, relating to the mind. So it has to do with your mind. That's number one. It has to do with your cognitive, mental, and emotional states. It has to do with how you handle pressure, how you manage your relationships, and just how you do your daily tasks, from day to day, and all of that. Now, I always share this very interesting story that highlights the difference or how connected physical and mental health are. So I'm going to use bio, For example, I don't know if there's any bio here, so bio does not say God forbid. So bio is an upbeat young man, he's the life of the party. At work, he's the connecting factor, in the home front, and his social life is the connecting factor. So Bayo, like I said, is a social butterfly. One day, on Bayo's way to work, his vehicle is rammed into by a truck. And then that leaves Bayo on the hospital bed for a period of 6 months. Bayo is in chronic pain. And gradually, Bayo's mind begins to fall ill because his physical health has been affected. So there's no way Bayo would be on that bed for 6 months without his mind falling ill. This is one of the most practical examples we can give when we're talking about how, interconnected and how physical and mental health tend to influence each other. Now, the other thing that I want to say is there's no health without physical health. There's no health without mental health. None of these two can function without the other. So when I say to you, how's your physical health? You should ask me, how's my mental health? Yes. We should normalize this conversation.
And I think that is actually what we need to talk about right there. Because of course, as you said, if you actually ask someone, how's your mental health? Is it a situation of, oh, God forbid, and all of that, or do you understand? Because it's usually misinterpreted. But then again, I think the simplest way I've heard someone explain it is saying, while the physical is everything we see, the mental is parts we don't see. So the same way your physical body can be ill, the same way your mental health can be ill.
Absolutely.
And the same way, you have a headache or you cut your leg, it's the same way because everything is interrelated. Now, based on the bio analogy, which was a an example, by the way, theoretical example, by the way, you use, so he's sick, right? So now that
Yeah.
particular situation started from his mental,
His physical
yes,
health.
his physical.
Exactly.
Then eventually it affected
His mental
So now
health.
let's talk about that, the connectivity. You know, how is it that the physicality of him being bedridden for that long literally affected the mental health?
Yeah, because remember, I said something when I was, describing Bayo. Bayo is an upbeat young man.
Yeah.
Bayo is a young man who's
And
able to
active,
manage
yes.
stress. Exactly. He does not live a sedentary lifestyle.
Yes.
Now, Bayo, for some reason, is bedridden for 6 months.
Yes.
That in itself is enough to make the mind fall ill.
Is it just the
Because
knowledge of it?
It's well, not just the knowledge, because we
Yes.
also talked about chronic pain,
Yes,
right?
okay.
We talked about his inability to do things independently.
Yes.
So what then happens is the mind is going, what's going on? I should be
This is
up
not the
and
way,
about.
I'm not
There's
used to
something
this.
not right, absolutely. So it's the same as when you have a physical wound and you cover it, you don't get it treated, and it just, festers. That's the same with your physical and mental health. For instance, a person can have depression as a function of chronic pain. A person can fall into depression as a function of the medical diagnosis of a terminal illness. You see how connected they are, and all of that.
So of course, like, I mean, human body, the human mind, I mean, knowing that, okay, fine, the life as you know it isn't the way it is anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
so
that's why and that's why we say physical and mental health are one and the same. For instance, job loss can impact mental health. Job loss has nothing to do with your mental health.
Yes.
It is likely, especially in a case where whoever is absolutely job loss, bereavement, all these things. And that's why we say to people, social solid support is super important. So important for men, for women, for children, for young people. Anybody can fall ill at any time with physical or mental health problems. That even brings me to children. I just want to chip this in. One of the biggest challenges I've had in over 8 years of doing this job is that African parents and guardians do not believe
children can have
mental health
this is a
problems.
very important
Absolutely,
topic.
exactly. And I say to them, remember, they're children who go home every day to all forms of abuse. Their mind is likely to fall ill. I wrote JAMB 2 times, and it was at the second attempt that I gained that admission into the university. Remember, all my peers had gained admission into the university.
I know people who wrote JAMB 4 times.
Exactly. These things can actually impact the mind of children. So that just tells you that mental health is the powerhouse of the absolute. Look,
once you gain consciousness as a human being.
Exactly. It functions on a broad spectrum, right? So, and it also fluctuates.
Yes.
For instance, you can come in here with great mental health, and you hear, you hear of the passing of a colleague you saw just yesterday. That can impact your mental health immediately. In fact, I say this all the time. Living in Nigeria, I'm a mental health advocate. My own mental health sometimes, I don't even know. You ask me what the state of my mental health is.
Of course,
I can't even tell you.
It's okay and it's fine because we're human beings.
Absolutely.
And things that can impact you physically can impact you mentally. And I think it's also important to actually speak about, even with the situation where sometimes, even here, I know it's not so widely accepted where people actually go, to therapy, go to the hospital and get diagnosed for things like maybe anxiety, depression, and things like that. Then again, these things are also, because depression, anxiety, it's just like having headache, back pain,
and you go
body
to the
pain,
hospital,
and you take Panadol,
Thank you.
and they probably, do you understand, aspirin, and they probably give you prescribe, right? So the same way they can prescribe for mental health as well.
Absolutely.
So it's not meant to be a stigma. So tell us more about
in fact, Winfrey is more of a mental health advocate than I am, because she just she just said it all. Look, the same way I feel no shame in saying to you, Winfrey, I have toothache, I need to go see a dentist.
Thank you.
Right? And that's your physical health. So your body has fallen ill, and it requires the attention of a health professional. It is the same way I should be able to say to you, look, Winfrey, there's something going on with me. I'm not able to process my thoughts clearly. I struggle to get out of bed. I'm experiencing rapid mood swings, and there's a lot of irritability. and I'm withdrawn and things like that. I'm overthinking. I'm overeating. Because again, in our culture, when you overeat, it means you're happy, but not necessarily, right? So the truth of the matter is, one of the things that we do at my mental health NGO is create that awareness to break that stigma attached to mental health, the concept of mental health. If I ask everybody right now on set, how's your mental health? Everybody will be like, oh, it's great. Meanwhile, somebody had a big fight with her partner before heading out to work.
Yes. In fact, you won't have a big fight.
Exactly. And probably even missed her way, her turn, right here to the office. That's your state of mind being affected. Somebody, is bereaved. And in the course of work, you're supposed to send an email to HR, you send it to logistics. That's because your mental health is not right. So the same way, I feel no shame because I've experienced postpartum depression. I've shared my story once or twice on the show. So I'm somebody who has walked this path. And I know how speaking up helped me. But it takes a whole lot of courage to speak up in a society like ours. You said something about therapy. Remember, when we were younger, your parents would say, don't tell the neighbor what is going on in this house. As long as this person does not live in this house, they are not family. So the culture of silence, we were raised on that culture of silence.
Even in the house, sometimes you can't even speak in the house.
Absolutely, exactly. So a lot of people are just, therapy, I won't even say it's gaining momentum. It is, how do I say it? It is, well, slowly gaining acceptance, right? Because it takes a whole lot for our people to open up. But the beautiful thing is we'll keep having conversations,
we will
revolving around mental health. Yes.
And I mean, it's really, really important. I love the fact that, you're here for the whole of November.
Absolutely.
Every week on Wednesdays, make sure you catch her here telling us about all of this. So next week we'll also delve into another topic still relating to mental health. Very important. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Winfrey.
It's always also insightful talking with you.
Same here.
All right, guys, you had it right here. We still have another interview. Do not go anywhere. Wake Up Nigeria is not over, but quick break. We'll be right back.